Hello, welcome to lesson 12 on the topic time and work. If you remember, we were talking about the type 4 questions at the end of lesson 11. We had discussed the subset 4a. I'll begin my discussion of this lesson by telling you about 4b, 4c and 4d. Alright. Now, first of all, let me share type 4b. Please listen to the question carefully. 10 men can complete a task in 30 days. 10 men can complete a task in 30 days, whereas 15 women can do so in 45 days. 10 men can complete a task in 30 days, whereas 15 women can do so in 45 days. In how much time can 2 men and 3 women complete the same task? Now, if you remember in 4a, subset 4a, the number of men and women in the question were same as the number of men and women in the data. So I was telling you that you need not find out the individual efficiency. But in this question, it is suggested that you find out the individual efficiency. Alright. So what we will do, we will take this as 90 units. So this is 3 units and this is 2 units. From here what we will do, 10 men can do 3 units, therefore 1 man will be able to do 3 by 10 units and 2 men will be able to do 2 into 3 by 10, which is 3 by 5 units. Alright. Similarly, 15 women can do 2 units, so 1 woman can do 2 by 15 unit and therefore 3 women can do 3 into 2 by 15, which is 2 by 5 units. So, how much work will 2 men do? 3 by 5 units in 1 day. How much work will 3 women do? 2 by 5 units in 1 day. Therefore, so if I can use this space, 2 men and 3 women, they'll be able to do 3 by 5 plus 2 by 5, that is 5 by 5, that means 1 unit per day. Therefore, 90 units can be completed in 90 days. This is type 4b. Alright. So, once again to tell you, when do I need to find out the individual efficiency of a man and a woman? If the number of men and the number of women in the question, if both or either one of the two, if that value is different from the value that is given in the data, then what you will do, you will find out the individual efficiency of 1 man, 1 woman and then proceed with the question. This is type 4b. This is also a very popularly asked question in many of the placement papers. Alright? Okay. So now if you have all understood, looked at and understood type 4b, let me tell you 4c. Okay. Now this is 4c. Please listen to this question very carefully. 6 men and 9 women can do a task in say 40 days. 6 men and 9 women can do a task in 40 days. Then 7 men and 5 women can do the same task in how many days? I'm sorry, if you are listening to this carefully, 6 men and 9 women can do a task in 40 days. In how many days can 7 men and 5 women complete the same task? Right? Now, the answer to this question is cannot be determined. It is not possible to find out the answer to this question. Please remember, it is not an OR type of question. You don't have a comparison between the efficiencies. Okay, first. And what is the second thing? The second thing is sometimes some students say that, sir, what we can do is we can take this as 15 people, 40 days, so 12 people, how many days? I'm sorry, you can't do that, because in every problem of time and work, when you talk about men and women, you cannot take the efficiencies to be equal until and unless it is mentioned in the question. Alright, so what will be the response to this question? The correct answer to this question is it cannot be solved. The answer is cannot be determined. Let me give you a parallel point of view of this. If I ask you that 6x plus 9y is 40, if I give you and if I ask you what is 7x plus 5y equal to, two linear equations, I'm sorry, but none of us will be able to answer this question because it is not possible. Alright, so please remember type 4C, because now I'm going to introduce you to the fourth subtype. I'm going to introduce you to the fourth subtype, which is type 4D. Alright, so what I have done, if you are looking at observing carefully, I have kept the same values here, 6 men and 9 women. And I changed this to 10 men and 15 women. Alright. In terms of the structure, exactly similar as 4C. But while 4C could not be solved, it did not have an answer, 4D can be definitely solved. How? Listen carefully. If the ratio of 10 by 6, what is the ratio of 10 by 6? 10 by 6 is same as 5 by 3. If the ratio of 10 by 6 is same as the ratio of 15 by 9, what is 15 by 9? That is also 5 by 3. So if the ratio of 10 by 6 is same as the ratio of 15 by 9, then that question of AND type can definitely be solved. Okay, it can definitely be solved. In terms of an equation, what are we looking at? We are saying 6x plus 9y is 40. Then what is 10x plus 15y equal to? And I'm sure we all know that in mathematics they are called as dependent equation. That means you take an equation, multiply it by a common factor, you will get the other equation. Alright, they are called as dependent equations. That means this question of AND type can definitely be solved. Now, before I tell you the solution, or before we discuss the solution of this question, let me tell you, type 4C and type 4D are, components of a beautiful trap in data sufficiency. So, in data sufficiency, what we normally do, we'll give this question, and as the first statement, we will give 4C, as the second statement we will give 4D. Invariably the student will make a mistake if he or she is not comfortable with the concept. Okay, now let's come to the last part of this. How do we solve this? Now there is a mistake that many people will commit even after doing everything, and this is beautiful. Please listen to this. There is a mistake that students will commit even after knowing everything. And what is that mistake? 10 by 6 is 5 by 3, so 15 by 9 is 5 by 3. They will say that y by 40 is also 5 by 3. This is wrong. Suddenly, why is this wrong? Because the right hand side of this equation, please appreciate, it is not work done, it is time taken. And therefore, the right hand side of this equation, if I write it as y by 40, I should not write it as 5 by 3, I should write it as 3 by 5. And therefore, I will get my answer as 24 days. Let me very quickly explain to you the mistake that you will be committing in the last part, which you have to be aware. In the last part, y by 40 cannot be 5 by 3. Why it cannot be 5 by 3? Because the right hand side of this question is not the work done, it is the time taken. All right. Suppose the same question would have been, right? Suppose this same question would have been, if 6 men and 9 women can make 40 blankets. If 6 men and 9 women can make 40 blankets, then how many blankets can be made by 10 men and 15 women? Now, making blankets is nothing but doing work. Then in that case, you will continue to take this as 5 by 3. But in this example, once again, please appreciate, it is not the work done, it is instead the time taken. So the ratio has to be reversed. And therefore, what is the final answer to this question? The final answer to this example will be 24 days. Alright. So with this, we complete our discussion on the 4 types of problems of group efficiency, including the 4 subtypes of type 4. Alright. With this, we also come to an end of our discussion on the topic of time and work. It is suggested that you once again look at the lessons, understand the concepts properly, look at some solved examples to further substantiate your learning, and then practice by taking some questions. Happy learning. Thank you.